we start with Ganesha Vandana. So therefore, since we know Shuklam Bharadaram, all of us will chant it together. Of course, Padmaja Nair and her daughter Anaga will chant Shuklam Bharadaram. We'll all chant it along with her. Padmaja, you can start.
Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavighnopasantaye.
So having invoked the Lord of knowledge and wisdom and also the remover of all our obstacles, Lord Ganapati, we will enter into the text. Now we've already seen that question and answer session of Yudhishthira and Bhishma. So when Yudhishthira asked questions, about 6 of them were there. Bhishma Pitamaha has answered him, and the final takeaway was the Vishnu Sahasranama. He said that's the only remedy for all our troubles, Adi and Vyadi. Whether it is materialistic problems or whether we are facing some difficulty on our spiritual journey, for everything there is only one answer, and that is the Vishnu Sahasranama. So now we want to all invoke the Lord by chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama, which was given out by Bhishma Pitamaha to Yudhishthira in the presence of Krishna. Now before that, there is a small little tradition. What is the tradition? When we are chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama, we would want the Lord to be in front of us. We don't want him to stay in Vaikuntha there and then here we are doing the chanting. We want him to be very close to us. How close should he be to us? Closest. The closest is the Lord in our own heart. Therefore, we are invoking the Lord in our very own heart. So we invoke and we install him. We do pratishtha of him in our own heart. And then we do the Vishnu Sahasranama. But because it's so difficult for us to visualize the Lord within our own heart, we keep externally a symbol over there, an altar over there. It can be an idol, it can be a picture, it can be anything. So that's only a representation of the Lord whom we have installed within ourselves. So when we install the Lord in the sanctum of our own heart, automatically our body becomes a temple. So therefore there is what is called as, I did go through it last time briefly, there's what is called as Anganyasa. Anga means limbs. So we are invoking the Lord and also his various powers, his Shaktis in the various parts of our own body. And for that the phrases taken or the chant taken is from the very Vishnu Sahasranama itself. So when it comes to those phrases, I won't go into the meaning of it because we will be doing it when we enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama. So therefore, and when we are chanting these and installing him and his Shaktis right from the top of our head to the top, to our own feet, when we do that, so it's all a sankalpa. There are some hand gestures which also accompany them. Normally, whenever we chant the Vishnu Sahasranama, we know whether it is individually at home or collectively we are doing a mass chanting, we don't perform the hand gestures because it should be done accurately. There should be no error over there. Otherwise, the dosha will come. So therefore, what we do is, we normally chant the entire Anganyasa, but without going through the hand gestures. But we do not know the meaning of it. So it's okay for us to go through it without actually doing the hand gestures, but at least we should know what it signifies to us. Why am I doing all these things? We should know that. So therefore the sankalpa is taken and accompanied by the hand gestures. Finally, we will see at the end of it, what does it leave behind? It leaves behind in us a sense of sanctity for our own selves. A sense of divinity will be there within ourselves. Focusing, of course, will be there. Concentration will be there. Our bhava will be all right. We'll all be in the right mood and in the right attitude to enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama. It's a japa we are doing. It's actually a meditation we are doing, loud meditation we are doing over here. So therefore, for that sake, they have given to us the entire Anganyasa. Again, the Anganyasa, we will go through it together. I hope all of you have your Vishnu Sahasranama books. So again, Padmashree and Anaga will completely chant, and we will all go through it together, because many of us know the Vishnu Sahasranama. Many of us know it by heart also. So the entire Anganyasa they will chant, we will also chant along with them. Then we will see what it signifies to us.
Asya Shri Vishnu Divya Sahasranama Stotra Mahamantrasya Shri Veda Vyaso Bhagavan Rishiki Anushtup Chandaha Shri Mahavishnu Paramatma Shriman Narayano Devata Amritam Shodhavo Bhanuriti Bijam Devaki Nandana Srashteti Shaktihi Udbhavah Kshobhano Deva Iti Paramo Mantraha Shankha Pridnandaki Chakriti Kilakam Chargathanva Gadadhara Ityastram Rathanga Pani Rakshobhya Iti Netram Trisama Samagra Samiti Tavacham Anandam Parabrahmeti Yonihi Ritus Sudarshana Kara Iti Dikbandhaha Shri Vishwarupa Iti Dhyanam Shri Mahavishnu Praityarthe Sahasranama Parayane Viniyogaha.
So the entire, whatever we've all now chanted together is called as Anganyasa. So now we will see the significance of it. Like I told, it's a sankalpa that we are taking at every step. When we see the book, so many mantras are there, so many lines are there. Each one of them is a sankalpa that we are taking on within ourselves. So it's all a question of our bhakti and shraddha over here. Now what does it signify for all of us? So we started with Asya Shri Vishnu Divya Sahasranama Stotra Mahamantrasya, that part first. So the sankalpa has been taken for what? For to chant. Whom are we invoking over here? Shri Vishnu. Vishnu is the deity. Again, when we enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama, we will see what the meaning of Vishnu is. So anyway, the Lord over here, Vishnu, we never call the Lord alone. It is always Srimati and Shri. Mrs. and Mr. Why? Prakriti and Purusha are always together. So therefore, instead of saying Lakshmi Narayana, here the word is Shri Vishnu. So Shri over there represents Shakti aspect of him, Lakshmi aspect of him. And Vishnu here represents the Lord, the He aspect. She represents the She aspect. So Shri Vishnu, so we are invoking both of them. Divya Sahasranama, who gave Sahasranama means the 1,000 names of the Lord. Vishnu's name, Divya, most auspicious. We already saw, even to take up one name and chant is going to bring about very, very beneficial for all of us. Therefore, Divya Sahasranama Stotra, we saw the meaning of it. Stuti of the Lord we are doing now. But that stuti which will ultimately help us to cross over all our difficulties. Trayate. Stuti, Trayate is Stotra. Not only is it a Stotra over here, it is a Maha. Maha means supreme most. Mantrasya it is. The word, meaning of the word mantra. Mananat Trayate iti mantraha. Manana means we go on again and again thinking about it, reflecting on it. That on which if we reflect on for sufficient time, again it helps us to cross over ultimately the ocean of samsara. And it helps us wherever we are, as householders also, whatever we want in our lives, it will bestow upon us. That's the meaning of mantra. And also, what do we call as a mantra? Mantra is not something which is, we think about it like how we all sit and write a poem. Mantras are all revelations. the Rishi or our Rishis, Mahatmas were sitting down in their meditation, in their Samadhi, and all these were revealed to them. They saw them. Seeing means in quotes, not that they saw it with their physical eyes. They experienced it within themselves and then they gave it out to us. So all our Rishis are called as Mantra Drashta, seer of the mantras. It's not only Vishnu Sahasranama. All come under this category, whether it is Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, all of them come under the mantra section, because all of them were revealed to our Rishis. So therefore, Mahamantrasya, so this is the Sankalpa we are taking now. We are going to take up this Sri Vishnu Sahasranama, Divya Sahasranama, which is not only a stotra, which is a mantra also. So that then, immediately what should we do? We should think of the Lord. Whom should we think of? We should think of Vishnu. Even before we think of the Lord, we think of Sri Bhagavan, Sri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishi. Who is Vedavyasa Bhagavan Rishi? He is the Rishi. He is the Guru over here. He is the teacher over here, the master who gave out to us the Sahasranama. So even before we think of the Lord, we think of the Guru over here. The unique tradition of us. Why? It's the Guru who takes us or leads us to the Lord. Therefore, so the seat of the Lord, of Ishvara, is called as Isha Gaddi. Gaddi means seat, Asan. Even higher than that is the Vyasa Gaddi. Vyasa Gaddi means the seat of the teacher. So whenever a master sits on any asan and gives out to us the scriptures, what is he sitting on? He is sitting on Vyasa Gaddi. Even the master himself, after he gets up from his lecture or his discourse, will prostrate to that seat before sitting on it and after he gets up from that. I've seen Gurudev doing it myself after the Bhagavad Gita classes. So Vyasa Gaddi is always higher than the Isha Gaddi, and therefore even before we think of the Lord and invoke him, we are invoking the Guru over here, because Guru's presence means Bhagavan's presence will always be there. He will lead us to him. Therefore, Sri Vedavyasa Rishi, we are thinking now of the Lord himself, the teacher himself, the seer of the mantra drashta, who gave to us the Vishnu Sahasranama, because of which we chant, when we chant with all our Shraddha Bhakti, yes, Lord's darshan will become possible for us. So whom do we first offer our gratitude? Whom will we think of first? Think of the Rishi over here. Therefore, when we say Bhagavan, Sri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishi, now he has to be installed in us. Where will we install him? The Guru is in. Where is the Guru? Guru is seat of knowledge. Where will he sit on? He sits on the seat of knowledge. Where is the seat of knowledge for us? Our intellect. Where is the intellect? In our head. Therefore, we bring these three fingers, the thumb, the middle finger and the ring finger together like this. See, this is all mudras also. So your mudra therapy automatically gets taken care of. And then when we say Sri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishi, we install him in our own head. So we touch our own head. Again, it is Sankalpa over here. So when I have invited the teacher, and when I say, please sir, come and sit in my intellect, he has sat over there. Why? I have done the appropriate hand gesture and I've invited him and I fixed him over there. That's what it means. So we start with the head. So therefore, first the Guru. So afterwards, after Sri Vedavyaso Bhagavan Rishi, Anushtup Chandaha. Chandas is the meter. All poems will be in meter. None of our scriptures are in prose form. I'm sure you've all observed it. All are in poetry form. That is why our masters are called as Kavi. There's a different meaning for Kavi also. It will come in the Vishnu Sahasranama. But they're all called Kavi. Kavi doesn't mean an ordinary poet over here. He who can see more than what the eyes see, and who can hear more than what our ears hear. He is a Kavi. to one who things just get revealed and then he is able to put it down. So all are in poetry form, which means there is a meter over there. When we fix up a meter, that means like this only we must chant. We can't chant any way we want. So all those things have to be taken care of. And in this entire Vishnu Sahasranama, in what meter is it? It is in Anushtup Chandaha. Anushtup Chandas it is. Anushtup means it is one of the names of the meter over here. So therefore, how do we chant? We have to open our mouth. From where will this meter come out? It will come out only from our mouth, because we are using our mouth for chanting. Therefore, when we say Anushtup Chandaha, the same three fingers which have touched the tip of our head will come and touch our own lips, which means we are fixing up or we are installing. All this is an installation process now. We are installing the deity of the meter. What is the deity of the meter over here? Adishta Devate, Anushtup. So different, like we have the Raga Devatas, Tala Devatas, Vanadeva, Tree Devatas, everything we deify over here. So the meter also over here is being deified, given a name form. It's a goddess over here, feminine for Chandas. So therefore, when we say Anushtup Chandaha, we bring these three fingers to our own lips and touch them. Means we have installed the meter properly in our tongue. Therefore, what happens over here? It's a chanting krama. We promise ourselves that we are going to do it properly. So therefore, what all is included? There is a procedure. The speed also is taken care of. How we chant, fast or slow, the decibel, loudness is taken care of, pronunciation is taken care of, clarity over there. Every akshara must come out. Even one word we if there is a word made up of 3-4 alphabets, we swallow some alphabets, aksharas. No, every akshara must be pronounced properly for that particular length of time to make it a word. So every line we can do for 1 hour. It's like that. I want to move fast. So speed, tonal modulation, variation, all of these come under the category of when we say Anushtup Chanda. Why? Because only then the vibrations that are created by that sound will have its benefit on. We will be benefited by it. So the deity of the mantra, Anushtup Chand. So when we say Anushtup Chandaha, we touch our own lips and we fix it up. And who is the one who sits on our tongue? So by saying Anushtup Chandaha, we are invoking none other than Goddess Saraswati. She resides on our tongue. Vagdevi she is. That's why she carries the veena in her hand. The unique instrument in which we can do, even Vedas can be played out in it. A very unique instrument it is. 3 instruments we have. The stringed instrument, the veena, the air instrument, blowing instrument, which is represented by the flute, and the percussion instrument, Layavadya, the damaru. All instruments all over the world fall under only these 3 categories. All the 3 of them are in the hands of our gods. Saraswati has the veena, Krishna has the flute, and damaru is with Shiva. The beauty of our, the richness of our culture and tradition and heritage. So Anushtup Chandaha. And then afterwards, then only comes who? Bhagavan over here. So therefore, Sri Mahavishnu Paramatma, Sriman Narayana Devata. The Devata or the presiding deity of our Vishnu Sahasranama is none other than Sriman Narayana Paramatma, nameless, formless, attributeless, all pervading. But now we have given to him, we are going to give to him a name, form, some qualities and some incidents around him, so that it becomes easy for us. So, Sri Mahavishnu Paramatma Sriman Narayana Devata. All these, again, names of the Lord will come later on, we will take it up later. So, we are in, therefore, now comes the installation of the deity. Where do we install him? We install him in our own heart. So, from the lips, these 3 fingers will move to our own heart. So beautiful it is. We started a journey from top. So, we installed the Guru in our head, in our intellect. we installed the meter. We invoked Goddess Saraswati there and said, may I do my chanting properly to be benefited in our own lips, in our own mouth. Then we have come down to our heart, wherein we are now installing Mahavishnu over there. So once we have installed him over there, who is he? We should know. Everybody says Vishnu, 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 Narayana. Who is Narayana? Who is God? Who is the Lord whom you are worshipping every day? Who is Shiva? People can ask us. So we should know exactly what this Mahavishnu, Paramatma, Shivan, Narayana represents for us. Therefore, the next part, Amritam, Shodbhavo, Bhanur, iti Bijam. Bija means seed. Seed means what? It is the cause of the tree. So the seed becomes the cause and the tree becomes the effect. Karana, Karya. The seed is the Karana for the Karya. Karya means effect. I can see the tree. But before the tree came out, the tree potential was in the seed. But in the seed, I can't see the tree. Or it has to come out. In conducive environment, the seed has to be placed and we have to wait. Only then the tree will come out. So we can say the seed is the cause and the tree is the effect. Therefore, who is this Mahavishnu and Sriman Narayana whom we are now installing in our own heart? He is none other than the Bija. Again, Amritam, Shodbhavo, Bhanu, etc., all we will be doing, we will be dealing with it all later on. So he is the Bija. Bija means what? He is the cause. He is the source. For what? He is the source of all the 14 worlds. Everything that has been created, he is the cause for. Where was it all in the beginning? It was in him. Where is the tree? Before the tree came out, it was in the seed, unmanifest. But the tree potential was there in the seed. Similarly, Bhagavan is the cause for everything. Bhagavan is the source of everything. He is the Bija for everything. And so in the Bija, we can't see the universe of things and being, but we know it is there in him. So therefore, so it's like, we go right up to the root level, source level. So therefore, this Mahavishnu, Narayana, is none other than the Bija, the source and the cause, the unmanifest. Right now, the world of things and beings is unmanifest. Like the tree is unmanifest when we pick up a seed. So therefore, the entire world of things and beings in the beginning was in seed form. Where was it in seed form? In him. Therefore, we remember him as Lord, you are none other than the cause and the source of everything. Of what everything? Devaki Nandana Sarashteti Shakti. The moment everything comes into being, the whole world of things and being, we know we can see everything moving. It is dynamic, it is. So whenever we see something or we experience something moving, dynamic, we say Shakti is there, energy is there. So if Amritam Shodbhavo Bhanuho iti, if that represents the source or the cause, the unmanifest seed, Devaki Nandana Sarashteti Shakti represents the world of things and being which has come out of him. Which is all, for us it is experienceable. Therefore, Devaki Nandana Sarashteti Shakti. When we say that, what do? The 3 fingers were right now at our heart region. We move it to our navel region. Why should we touch our own navel with these 3 fingers when we say Devaki Nandana Sarashteti Shakti? Because the seat of creation is at the navel. That is why we have Narayana lying down over there, and from his navel, who came out? Lotus came out, and on the lotus was the creator Brahma sitting down. So first Lord created Brahma. From where did he create? He created it from his own navel. So before Brahma was created, he was there in seed form in the Lord. So that is Bijam. Then the Lord created him so that we can all see him. That is his Shakti power. The creative power now becomes evident and visible for us in the form of Brahma. And therefore we touch our own navel with these 3 fingers. The seat of all creativity for all of us, not only for Vishnu, is the navel. So see, we say sometimes, I created this poem, this new menu, it came out of me, I created. From where did it come out? We normally say it came out of my intellect. Nothing comes out of our intellect. All creativity comes out or is generated from our navel point. We didn't know it. From there it makes a trip or a journey to our intellect and then comes out. That is called as this creativity. So whenever, even when we are chanting something, the way it needs to be chanted, the way it should be chanted, we feel a strain at the navel point. From there it should come out. Speech comes from there. Whatever we are talking, with whomever we are talking, spiritual or materialistic, speech itself is divided into 4 categories. What comes out of our mouth is the 4th stage. Where is the first stage? Navel point. So good or bad, whatever we are talking, it comes from the navel seat. That's the creative seat over there. Therefore, when we say Devaki Nandana Srashteti Shaktihi, we immediately touch our own navel. So means we are installing all these devatas in the respective limbs. Then comes Udbhava Kshobano Deva iti Paramo Mantraha. The bija was there, karana was there, karya, the effect is there. It should be unveiled. Unveiled, unwrapped for us all to see. And therefore we have this Udbhava Kshobano Deva iti Paramo Mantra. We are invoking the Lord, both Shakta and Shakti, Prakriti and Purusha. Lord in the Bija's Lord, who is the ultimate source, He is the source, the cause, and also the effect. Both we are invoking over here. So we are unveiling actually both of them so that they become very, very evident and clear to us. So that is why we chant that Parama, because mantras always come out of us. We say it out. When we say it out, somebody hears it. So we have opened our mouth and revealed, we have uncovered our thoughts so that she can hear or he can hear. So therefore, Udbhava Kshobano Deva iti Paramo Mantra is the unveiling of both the cause and the effect, the Karya and the Karana. Still our hands are at the navel point. Shankabrin Nandaki Chakriti Kilakam. Then therefore we are sort of unveiling the Lord. Slowly, whenever they install a murti or a deity in a temple, it will all be covered up by a cloth. And then slowly the cloth is removed or the curtains are moved so that we can slowly see. Like that we are also slowly unveiling the Lord so that the picture of Vishnu becomes very clear in our minds. So therefore when we are unveiling, what all do we see? We see all that he is carrying in his hand. So the details are becoming more and more clearer. Shankha, Nandaki, Chakri. So Shankha is there in his hand. Nandaki is the name of his sword. Chakra is Sudarshana Chakra, which is there in his hand. So all of them very, very clear for us. Now all these 3 represent something very, very interesting over here. Chakra represents thought at the intellect level. Shankha represents speech, because we blow the Shankha and everybody can hear it. Sword represents action. We use the sword. So therefore by saying Shankabrin Nandaki Chakri, we are telling the Lord Bhagavan, I am going to align my thought, my action and my speech. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, all I am going to align towards you. Engage them all in chanting your names. The significance of it. And Kilakam, what does Kilakam mean? Kilakam means to fix. When they do the Pratishta of the Mula Murti in the temple, it's a ritual over there. Permanently it's like grounding. It's like rooting over there. Afterwards, we don't disturb the idol at all. Utsava Murti will be taken everywhere. The procession deity. But the Moola Murti over there will never be taken out of the sanctum over there. Why? He's solid, fixed over there. So Bhagavan also, all these devatas, starting from the Guru, starting from the deity of the, the meter, which we are going to use for chanting, then the Lord himself, whom we installed in our heart, he who is the cause, he alone who is the effect also. Ultimately, all that we are trying to say is everything is he, and we are slowly unwrapping him where within our own selves. Now we want him to get settled down in our heart. That's why we always say, whenever anybody comes, please sit down. First offer a seat. In our rituals also, asanam samarpayami. After doing when we invoke the Lord, avahana, after that we say asanam samarpayam. We make the Lord sit over there. Similarly, any guest comes, we say, first you sit down, then we will discuss and talk. Well rooted, well settled down. We want the Lord also to become well settled in us. So whenever we want to be stable, when we want to be steady, what do? We are stable and steady only on our feet. If our feet are not okay, balance is not there, we can topple down. So always there is steady, balance, careful, when we are putting our steps. So when we want to be steady and balanced, stable, it always means our feet, at our feet. Our attention goes to the feet. We want the Lord to become stable, steady, permanently, he must be in our heart. Well, fix him up there. Actually, 𝐜𝐭𝐿 means to nail him down, to fix him down over there, where in our heart. And how can we fix ourselves up when we are standing on our 2 feet only? So when we say Shankabran Nandaki Chakriti 𝐜𝐿, we move our hands from where were we? From our navel to our own feet. And we touch our own feet. See, nothing is undivine in our tradition. Oh, you touched your own feet? No. Feet are also as important as our head. So we started our journey from the head, where we installed or we did pratishtha of our Guru, and up to the feet over there. All of them, I want them to get well settled or fixed up in me. It's like nailing down everything over there. So therefore we touch our own feet, because feet is the ultimate one which makes us settle down, balanced, steady. Otherwise we will lose our stability over there. Therefore we touch our own feet. Another version is, if this much we have gone through with bhava, simply mechanically saying all these things won't make a difference. If we can connect with it the way it should be connected with, we have become a sacred temple for the Lord inside us, along with all his Shakti, his Shakti, mighty power, creative aspect. Brahma there. But it's not only Brahma. Brahma can never be without Saraswati, the knowledge with which creation takes place. Creation can never be without Paripalana, looking after. So when we say creator, all the 6 of them are automatically included. Brahma and Saraswati. Once creation takes place, there has to be maintenance, nurturing, nourishment. Who looks after the maintenance department? Vishnu. Vishnu cannot maintain without Lakshmi. All wealth she represents. And when creation is there and maintenance is there, for constructive destruction simultaneously takes place. If yesterday was not destroyed, today would not have been born. Our childhood was destroyed, and therefore then we became a youth. Then slowly. So the whole process of growing up is constructive destruction. Therefore Rudra there, along with the Shakti, Uma, all of them have been installed over there just by 1 or 2 words. So therefore we touch our own feet, and also we have become such a sacred temple now with the Lord within. That is called Madi. Therefore we say nobody should touch me. Why? I am in Madi now. I am in Madi means I become a temple of the Lord. I don't want anything else other than anything undivine or inauspicious coming near to me also, at least for this time period. It's like this. So therefore So the other interpretation is we touch our own feet. Mean, when do we touch somebody's feet? When we do namaskar. We are doing namaskar to our own self. It doesn't mean ego, arrogance. We are touching our own feet, means we have become a sacred temple of the Lord who is residing in us. Therefore, that's the sense of sanctity and divinity which comes into us when we chant all these things with bhav. So therefore, everything is auspicious, noble, virtuous, good. All the Daivi Sampat is there, Daiva himself is there. Now they're waiting over there outside. Who? All the Rakshasas and Asuras. Somehow we put them all outside, but they're waiting to come back inside. So how to make all these Rakshasas stay enemies, stay away from us? All the weapons we need. How will we keep the enemy away from entering the country? Weapons. Army will use the weapons. Therefore, Shanga Danva Gada Dhara iti Astram. Astram means weapons. Astra is there, Shastra is there. Weapon, missile. Two types. We won't go into the details of Astra means weapons over here. Why? We have to be protected. Protected from whom? All the Asuric Shaktis. From where will they come? They won't enter from the door. They are there inside. They are there around us and about us. All the bad qualities in us, the negativities in us, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Ityadi, and their permutations and combinations. They've all done their tapas. And they all had made their dwelling in us. Somehow we have put them all outside and invoked the Lord inside. But they are waiting to come in from any door possible. Window, back door, front door, or through the chimney, they will come in. Therefore, we should be ready with weapons to fight them all. Therefore, Shanga Danva Gada iti Astram. Therefore, we need these weapons so that we get protected. We have to fight them all now. How can we can't simply fight with them with a smile on our lips. Then they will make their presence over here. Permanent dwelling, permanent residence. We have to fight and throw them all out. So therefore, and how to use these weapons? With the hands only we use weapons. Any weapon, hands only we use. Therefore, when we say Shanga Dhanva Gadadhara iti Astram, what do? We invoke them in our hands. All Bhagavan's weapons are now being activated. I'm sure we will know the meaning of all these things. Activate. Till now they were not activated. Now we are activating them all. They are ready to do their job. So where do we place these weapons? In our own hand. Therefore, what do we do at this point of time when we are chanting this? Right hand, first two fingers, index finger, middle finger of the right hand. We keep our left hand open. With these two fingers, we snap, we make a sound over there. Like this on our left hand means ready to use the hands. Ready to use our hands means ready to use the weapons. All the weapons are now activated now. They will do their job. Automatically they will do their job. Self-automation. They will do their job. Ratangapani Rakshobhya iti Netram. All these things are going on. So therefore now we should be guided on the proper path also. So we have to be guided on the proper route, on the proper path. The enemies have to be kept away from us. What guides us? Our eyes guide us. If we close our eyes, we know what will happen to us. The nearest chair, table, we will bang against it. Eyes should be open. So therefore, we want to walk the path properly. Therefore, we say Ratangapani Akshobhya iti Netram. Netra means eyes. So who is being installed now in our netra or eyes? Ratangapani. Ratha means chariot. Anga means the limb of a part of the chariot. What is the part of the chariot? Wheel. What represents the wheel in Vishnu's hand? Sudarshana. Sudarshana. Darshana means vision. Su means Sushtu, good vision. Lord, lead me on the right path. That is why Sudarshana is supposed to be very, very luminous, effulgent like the sun. 1,000 suns together can't match the brilliance of Sudarshana. we are told. So when Sudarshana is there, we will definitely be led on the right path. Therefore, when we say that, what do? We touch our own eyes. So whom are we now installing in our eyes? Ratangapani Rakshopya. We are installing the one who wields the Sudarshana. It's an awakening for us. Get up. Not from sleep. That we have got up. But even in satsang we can go off to sleep. Mind and intellect, alert, awake. Awareness should be there. When we are going through the Vishnu Sahasranama, many of us go for chanting class and we are doing whatever we are doing. We are looking at her beautiful sari, her diamond new earring, and Vishnu Sahasranama is going on. Because we have learnt it by heart. So by default it is going on. But what are we doing? Everything else other than being in the Vishnu Sahasranama. Today finished my Vishnu Sahasranama in the temple. All punya has come to me. We hope it has come to us. What were we doing? Her sari was beautiful. Her new diamond earring was so beautiful. The prasadam I could see there. Today was not puliyogre, but it is kichudi, pongal. I wish they had done puliyogre. This is going on in our mind when Vishnu Sahasranama chanting is going. See, the bhava is more important for all of us. So therefore, Radangapani Rakshobhya iti netram. We install the Lord in our eye. Guide my eyes properly. Horse, they put that. Concentration, focusing, attention on not just the, the chanting. What that Nama of the Lord represents. We are going through the Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama must go through us. Then only it will become effect. Then, Trisama Samaga Sameti Kavacham. Of course, we need protection. Why? Because we are all now, we become so divine, so auspicious, and we know everywhere all around us inauspiciousness is there. Undivine is there, corruption is there, vulgarity is there, criminality is there. We need protection. Two types, two-layer protection. Prime Minister of the country, Chief Minister of the state, they have 2 layers of protection. See, all this they must have picked up from our scriptures only. So the innermost layer, short range protection is what? I wrap myself up with something, kavacha. All our army people, they're supposed to have bullet-proof jackets. Even the head of the state or the head of the country will be wearing a bullet-proof jacket in spite of having all the commandos around and about him. That is long range. But I need one which is very, very close to me. A protection, a shield. It is called kavacha. We have got so many Narayana kavacha, Durga kavacha, Rama Raksha Stotra. This is innermost kavacha. Very, very personal. Like it's, I can feel it. It's touching me. So therefore, Trisama Samaga Sameti Kavacham. What does Trisama Samaga Sameti mean? Knowledge. Samaveda. Vedas it represents. Vedas means Upanishads. Knowledge. All the words stand for knowledge. So therefore, I want a kavacha around me. What is that kavacha? Knowledge. Knowledge, and then it should mature into wisdom. Then only it will protect me from what to do and what not to do, I will know. Therefore, I will automatically get protected. So when we say Trisama Samaga Sameti Kavacham, how they wear the bulletproof jacket, or how do we wrap a shawl around us? It's so cold. I want to be protected from the cold. We take a shawl and wrap it around us. So the same this thing over here. So what do? Again these 3 fingers, we touch our own shoulders. Left hand, left shoulder, right hand, right shoulder, and then what do? We cross them. So the right hand will touch the left shoulder and the left hand will touch the right shoulder. It's like I'm wrapping myself with the shawl. What am I wrapping myself up with now? Trisama Samaga Sameti. I am wrapping myself up with knowledge. What knowledge is this? Spiritual knowledge it is. Not ordinary knowledge at all. So that is my protection now. If knowledge is there with us, everything will get protected in us. So therefore, that over here. Then the next part. Trisa Anandam Brahmeti Yonihi. Why are we doing all these things? For happiness. Where does the happiness come from? From the Lord Himself. Does he have happiness to give to us? Of course. He is Ananda Swarupa. Anandamaya he is. He is an embodiment and a personification of Ananda, not only Sukha. Because Sukha has got its opposite Dukkha. Ananda has got, bliss has got no opposite at all. Eka it is. He is of the nature of Ananda. He revels and revels and revels only in Ananda. Therefore he can give it to us. So we want that now. So before we start also, we should be happy, smiling. When we go through the Vishnu Sahasranama also, we should feel happy. After the Vishnu Sahasranama chanting also, we should be happy. Only then it will become beneficial to us. What to do, I do not know. Somebody said, you take up Vishnu Sahasranama chanting every Saturday. In a weak moment, I said, okay. And now my 1 hour is gone, weekend gone. See, with castor oil face, we will take up anything. I don't know what to do. I said I will chant Hanuman Chalis. I said I will do Lalita Sahasranama. I said I will do this. As the Lord wants us to do all these things. If at all we do anything, we should feel happy that we are doing it. Knowledge coming into us, children, I do not know why I should go to school. Mummy, the science is horrible, difficult, maths is terrible. Castor oil face. Children will have, don't want to go to school. And whom are we invoking? Ganapati over there. How many, I'm just maximum number of songs on Ganapati is Ganapati dancing and coming. Ananda Nartana Ganapati. Even Tyagaraja Swami says, oh, he is coming with all those, Takadimi. He is dancing and coming. He is doing Bharatanatyam and coming. Who does Ganapati represent? Knowledge. If he is coming, dancing, knowledge is coming, smiling, dancing into us, how should we be at the receptive end, receiving end? Castor oil face, knowledge will go away to somebody else. We also should be smiling, dancing, not that we should get up and dance. The mind should be in that bhava or that mode. Then only he'll come and settle in us. The dance and music of life. So therefore we want Ananda now. Anandam Brahmeti. They say, Lord, you are of the nature, you are Brahman, you are Parabrahma, and your nature is Ananda itself, I believe. That's your characteristic, always in Ananda. So when we say Anandam Brahmeti Yonihi, where do we fix that? We move our hands from this wrapping around us up to our own reproductory organ. See, we touched our feet. We touch our own reproductory organ. Everything is divine. Only everything should be given its place properly in and through our life's experiences. That's all it is. So therefore, with our own hands, we touch, we install Ananda where? We install Ananda in the seat of our own reproductory organs. So the hands move up to our reproductory organs over there. Anandam Brahmeti Yonihi Ritam Sudarshana Kala iti Digbandha. Short range Kavacha is over. Bulletproof jacket we have worn. But still we want security. We do not know from where problems will come. They can attack us from the air, attack us from this side, from that side. We do not know from where problem will come to us. Therefore, we need Dik Banda means, everything should be okay. Dik means directions. From all directions, I don't want any problem to come to me. So, what do we chant for that? Ritam Sudarshana Kala iti Digbanda. Ritam means truth. Truth means the reality. Sudarshana, we've already gone through that. Sudarshana means the faculty of discrimination in me, discriminating power with the help of which I analyze what is right and what is wrong in my life. Two will come. Choice will be there. We should know how to hold on to the good and reject the bad. Sudarshana will help us. Kala. Again, what does Kala represent for us? Kala represents the Lord's. It can represent healing power. It can represent annihilating power. We say, in time this happened. In time alone is the healing factor, we say. Both types it will work for. So therefore, Ritam means the reality or the truth. Sudarshana, the Vivek or the discriminative faculty in us, and Kala. All the three of them are now going to be Digbandha for me. They are going to be my long range protection for me. How to do that? Therefore, what we do is, we take the middle finger, we take the thumb, and we snap it like this. We snap it like this and take the hand round our head. It's like saying, I am under a roof, I am under a canopy, I am protected from all sides. That can come like this also. So we have a kavacha also as protection, and we have protection from up top also. Arjuna's chariot, when Arjuna was there in the chariot, Mahabharata war, his kavacham is Krishna in front of him, very close to him. The concepts are so beautiful. Every arrow that came from the enemy line first touched Krishna. Therefore, it didn't move up, it didn't reach Arjuna. Krishna was the bulletproof jacket for Arjuna. And who was on top of the chariot? Hanumanji was there. See, long range and short range. One is Kavacha and one is Digbandha. Who else will win the war? Arjuna only has to win. After the war, Krishna told him, get down from the chariot. He said, no, you get down from the chariot first. Why? Driver of the car must get down first and open the door for the boss, owner to get down. So he said, no, Krishna, you get down and then I'll get down. Krishna said, no, first you get down, then I'll get down. Arjuna was angry because he had won the war, little bit went into him, ego. Krishna pushed him down from the chariot. He was so angry. How dare you push me down, Krishna? I was the one who won the war. Nimitta Bhava and all forgotten for the time being. Actually, these are all lessons for us, whether Arjuna forgot or not. Let's not go into it. Then when Krishna jumped down from the chariot, the entire chariot went up in flames. Arjuna was shocked. If Krishna had gotten down from the chariot first, the chariot along with Arjuna would have been in flames. He looks at Krishna. He says, what do you think? All the missiles, Astra, Shastra, which came to us, which came to you, were all held by me in the chariot. I nailed them all down there. And therefore you are safe. That's why I told you to get down first. Digbandha. We look off to Mahabharata then. I don't want to go into it. Okay. Ritam Sudarshana Kala iti Digbandha. Then Vishwarupa iti Dhyanam. Then after all these things, now what am I going to do? Vishnu Sahasranama I am going to do. Why? No, today nothing else to do at home, time pass. Boredom. Nothing else to do, therefore I am going for Vishnu Sahasranama. If my friend would have come for chit-chatting, I wouldn't have gone. So nothing else we have got to do. It's a time filler for my boredom and therefore I am going there. No. I am doing all these things so that I can now meditate on the Lord. In what aspect am I going to meditate on Him? As the Vishwarupa. It is not just Vishnu staying in Vaikuntha or Shiva in Kailash, then we sit and fight. Nama or Vibhuti, horizontal, vertical, we sit and fight. Even Nama we can fight. Vadagalai, Tengalai, different subsects of Vaishnavism. Lord is one. He is Vishwarupa, He is. He Himself has become the entire Vishwa, the universe He has become. In that Virat form, I am going to now invoke Him. Where? Within myself. But for the time being, I made Him sit over there. Because what to do? Our mind will go here, there, and down. And therefore, that idol is only like a proxy. It's just a help, an aid for me, help for me. But really I am doing all these things inside me. So Vishwarupa idi dhyanam. I am going to meditate on the Lord. With the help of what? With the help of the Sahasranama. So it's not just chanting we are doing. It is not just japa we are doing. It is the dhyana we are doing. Therefore, when we say Vishwarupa iti dhyanam, we at that moment, we lock up our fingers and sit in meditation. Close our eyes and sit down, ready to take up to the Vishnu Sahasranama. Then what do we do? Final. Shri Mahavishnur Prityarte Shri Sahasranama Jape Vini Yoga. Japa or Parayana, whatever it is. Now I take the sankalpa, the last of the sankalpas. Each one of them was a tiny sankalpa. The last of the sankalpa is, now I am going to do the japa of the Sahasranama, of whom? Of Mahavishnu. For whose sake? For my sake, for his sake, for her sake. Kamya sankalpa is also there. Nishkama sankalpa is also there. I am just doing it for Lord's sake. I am just doing it because I want to do it. So that is called for the Lord's. Bhagavat Preeti. Not for somebody else's Preeti, or to gain something else. Therefore we say, Lord, I am doing it all only for you. That's all. So therefore, when we say Shri Mahavishnur Prityarte Shri Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha, we take a spoonful of water in our right hand, in the palm, and then just put it in front of us there. That is the final sankalpa we are taking. Means now I am going to get into the Vishnu Sahasranama, and I am doing it all only for the Lord, for him, Bhagavat Preeti, or that Krishna Arpana Buddhi should be there. Normally we say that at the end, but that bhava can be maintained through and through and through and through. This is called as Angan Nyasa. We thought we will be able to enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama, but we couldn't enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama. I have made it short, made it brief, but it is really elaborate, this entire Angan Nyasa, the installation of the Lord, whom we are invoking through the Sahasranama, and his Shaktis in the various limbs of our own body. This is there for everything. Lalita Sahasranama, any Sahasranama, Shiva Sahasranama, it's there for Ramayana, it's there for Bhagavad Gita, it is there for our Upanishad, even for Sundarkand if you take, it is there. So for all of them, this Anganyasa will be there. So we should know why we are chanting this. We may not use our hands and go through it very, very rigidly, systematically, but then at least when we are chanting it, all of us do chant. Whenever we take up the Sahasranama, at least we should know what we are chanting and what it signifies for all of us. So this is the Anganyasa, which is traditionally chanted before we take up the Dhyana Shloka. So next time we will take up the Dhyana Shloka, Shantakaram Bhujagashainam, and then we will enter into the first verse of Vishnu Sahasranama. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamodachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.